Hi, Saul Klein, National Association of Realtors Conference and Expo in San Francisco 2019. I'm here with Marvin Stone, and he's the Stewart Title Man on the Street. So from Stewart Title,
Yeah.
you know, we did a program together. We're at a program together a while back, and afterwards we did a little summary, and
Right.
so we're back at it again. And so let's take a kind of a trip down this last couple of days here at NAR. And what are the things that you found that were interesting, Marvin?
Well, I think the concept that is emerging technology is that NAR is really at the forefront in a lot of the emerging technologies. They have Second Century Ventures is a big part of their effort. They're always looking ahead on behalf of the membership, which is really great. I mean, that's a really huge job with the way technology is today. I know Dan Wiseman and David put together a great presentation yesterday and really focused a lot on the new things like artificial intelligence changing the game with predictive analytics for who's moving next and all of that. And then, of course, there's a blockchain discussion always in there. But I think augmented reality sounds like it kind of got the star of the show there.
Huh?
Yes,
got their
yes.
imagination going.
Well, and it's something they can see too.
Yeah.
So that was great.
Yeah, well, it's kind of interesting too, and you say that NAR really is on the leading edge, and NAR's always been on the leading edge.
Right.
People just don't realize this. And the idea with the IOI and Second Century and this concept of using the power, the influence, the connections of NAR to help those technologies that will benefit
Right.
realtors, help them into the space. And so that's a great idea, great concept, and we applaud it.
Yeah, the IOI summit that we were at up in Seattle, that was
right.
great. I think Glenn Shimkus put that together and just had what an interesting cast of startups and companies that are really doing innovative things, and we're seeing some of that here too. So it's great.
Yeah, so how about a big controversial issue? We talk about multiple listing service, MLS, this concept of off MLS, which some people call pocket listings. So that's one of the problems with this. It's got a lot of different names and they're not applicable necessarily,
Right.
but people brand it. And so we're talking withholding listings from the multiple listing service. And we know that that's been going on for years. And we know that people kind of cheat the system if they possibly can, and that really the only reason to do this, other than there are probably some sellers that legitimately don't want their listing in the MLS, but for the most part, if you hide it from the marketplace, that means you got a better chance of earning 2 commissions.
Well, that's true, but I think NAR, to your point earlier, NAR is always looking to benefit the consumer while enabling the realtor. And those real estate professionals that belong to the membership, they've done so much to make it a fair marketplace, all the way back from when we started in MLS books getting dropped off in front of your office back in the day, to going online and having an MLS that's online, and then to all the portals and things. It's a fragmented world now, and it really wasn't back then. So I think NAR's really kept pace with trying to lead that discussion.
Yeah, looking for solutions, possible solutions, putting it out in front of the leadership to see if they can solve some of these issues today that technology really ushered in.
Right.
Things that we didn't have to deal with before, but the technology has created more openings.
Well, I guess it's like ride sharing. Ride sharing came in fast, and all of a sudden the cities and municipalities and everybody had to figure out, okay, what do we do about the taxi cabs and all the related issues? So technology sort of rushes in, and then everybody has to figure out, okay, how do we make this fit?
Yeah, exactly. Anything else of interest that you saw?
Well, no, I was just kind of curious. I know you're involved in a lot of NAR, higher level meetings and a lot of the leadership meetings and things. I mean, what are you seeing that's, less from technology, but more from the actual business of real estate?
Well, first, John Riley and I walked the trade show floor every day so far.
Right.
And we've looked at all of the products that we could look at. We've talked to everybody. And, a common question that people will ask you when you come back from an event like this, and they'll always ask you, what's new?
Right.
What did you see that's new? And I have to say that really I didn't see anything that was revolutionarily new.
Right.
Right. We see changes to some of the existing theories and products and services, but nothing really that just knocked my socks off.
Right. I think, Saul, the one thing that I would say that maybe is not a knock your socks off topic, but has become more prevalent, at least from Stewart's point of view, is we're seeing more and more realtors trying to make. They've got all these apps and these different desktop things and these different memberships, and it's hard to bring it all together. And that's one of the things that we're seeing is there's more and more of an effort toward integration and bringing people together, making these systems work together. So that's welcome on everybody's front.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that's kind of interesting to me, having taught technology to the real estate industry, really since technology came to the real estate industry, is that we're still saying that realtors are adverse to technological change.
Yeah.
I hear that I listen, and people talk about how difficult it is to get the realtors to accept technology, and I'm really not seeing that. I mean, people accept the technology. Now, whether or not they master it,
Right.
that's something else.
But, I go back to that saying, and I forget who said it at one of the events we were at, where they said, the industry has always sort of expected a realtor to be a company, to do so many different things. And I think that's why we're seeing the rise of teams and expansion teams, is because you do have these different specialty areas, and no one technology does it all. And, how many apps do we have on our phones, right? So I think that it's realtors not adopting technology, they adopt technology. It's how do you make sense of disparate technology and make that all work together?
Yeah.
That's the real challenge.
So it didn't become a burden.
Right.
As opposed to the solution that you're looking for.
Exactly.
Marvin, it's great talking
great.
to you.
Thanks so much,
Man
Saul.
on the Street, Stewart title, and we'll be
There you
looking
go.
for it.
Sounds great. Thanks, Saul.
Thank you.